You've tuned in to the Beyond Hope podcast, your access to success strategies and more to help you survive and thrive through your loved one's addiction challenges while you move onward and upward with your life. Now, here's your host, Shar Jones.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. This is Shar Jones, and I'm the host of Beyond Hope, and I'm also the mother of an addict. So I understand what it means to love someone who struggles with addiction. It has been a very long journey for me, but I have gotten to a place of hope, beyond hope, which is kind of the ironic twist to the name, that I think really hope is where the healing begins. And on the other side of hope is life and joy and love and all these things that are no longer contingent upon the recovery of our addicts. So what I'm hoping to do with this podcast is bring to you so many people that I respect and admire, experts within the industry of addiction and recovery who have so much valuable information to share with me, with you, with all of us. And in addition, we'll be bringing you some stories of hope and hopefully some laughs, maybe some tears along the way, but it's going to be all good. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to this journey with you. Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond Hope. This is Shar, and today I'm going to share with you here in a moment a letter that I received from one of my listeners, Jennifer. Thank you so much for reaching out to me and sharing a bit of your story. You have been through so much, and to see how far you've come and the things that you have gained as a result of embracing your recovery and fighting for what you love and for what you want in this world, it really inspired me. And my hope is maybe that you'll come back and share some of your story in person, sharing your own voice with our listeners. When I think about why I even started this podcast, it was just this deep, innate need and desire to make sense of what I've been through and what my daughter has been through, feeling like it needed to have some purpose. And I have been talking about and writing about wanting to share my voice for years and not knowing how to do it. So it's pretty amazing that I've gotten to this point in my life, fighting through the shame and the confusion and the heartache that comes along with watching someone you love spiral and kind of circling the drain and feeling so helpless that you can't do anything. The fact that I have been able to fight through all of that and get to a place where I feel comfortable in my own skin and sharing my story with my listeners, it makes me feel a strong sense of faith, feeling that I have purpose, and that this has been coming on for some time, and just kind of trusting my place in this world. There's such comfort in that. And I just want to share something with you briefly before I jump into reading Jennifer's letter. Over the years, I have been trying so many different things to just build up my confidence and just this desire to just be brave and courageous. Years ago, I started attending Toastmasters, and I remember the first time I had to get up and give a speech in front of the class, I cried. I was just so scared, and I couldn't really even speak in front of more than one person without blushing. I mean, I would just get turned red in the face. I took a speech class back in, it was just years ago, it was community college, right after I got out of high school. And I had to go up in front of the room and give my first speech. And ironically, it was on alcoholism. And I say that because the letter that I'm going to be sharing with you today from Jennifer touches on that. But Also, personally, not to get off topic, but my daughter's biological father, he died as a result of alcoholism. My dad battled alcoholism for all of my life. And so I do have a heart connection to the battles of alcoholism, substance abuse, addiction, obviously, all of those things. But at any rate, I'm standing in front of this speech class trying to give this speech on alcoholism. And I just remember holding the paper in front of the class, and the paper was just shaking and my arms were shaking. And I was just for, several times when I'm up in front of the class, my mind is just shutting down. And I remember my jaw locked. I mean, I ended up quitting the class. It was just that hard for me. So with that said, to come full circle, and I had even, a couple of years ago, I had taken an improv class. So just really forcing myself to show up and to be brave. And I think all these things have really led me to where I am now, and this desire to share my story and encourage other moms and family members and anybody who is struggling and feeling alone and feeling lost. I've been there and I know how that feels. So I'm just trying to reach out to, if you are listening, you are who I am trying to connect with, that hang in there, hang in there. It will get better. I promise you. And you just got to just keep showing up every single day. Just keep showing up. I don't know. I say this all the time, but choosing positivity, I think a lot of people think that positive people are just born that way. You kind of come out of the womb with rainbows and sunshine coming out your ears. And, when we're little, yes, but like positivity is something that I have incorporated into my life intentionally. And I just always say that I choose positivity over and over and over and over, as many times as it takes in a day to get me up out of bed and showing up in the world and going after who I want to be in this world and the kind of difference that I want to make. And I want to be present for other people. So for me, that's what it's taken. That's just this repetitive decision to just continue choosing positivity as many times as it takes to get me out into the world, and day after day, continuing that. And it starts to really change who you are on the inside. So at any rate, with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this letter. Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing your story. And again, your want to make a difference touches my heart. And I invite you to come back and share more of your story with our listeners when you feel ready, okay? So here's part of her story. She says, I'm a recovering alcoholic. It has been a long and winding road for me to finally get there. I put alcohol first, unfortunately, before my children, my family, and ultimately myself. After many interventions with my family and not choosing to take their advice, I lost everything. My children were removed from care, and my family had to make the choice to show me tough love and had nothing to do with me until I straightened my life up and got real. It took many attempts, many of those with complete failure. But I decided to get it together and became sober as of June 13th, 2014. Many think of Friday the 13th as superstitious. I look at it as the day that changed my life. It took a long time to gain the trust of my family, a day I never thought would happen. I struggled with depression and such a feeling of worthlessness, being a person with an addiction and having thoughts of just ending it all. With having faith and knowing eventually things would get better has taught me patience and the art of being humble. I have finally, through the grace of God, have my family back, and it feels amazing. There are times I beat myself up for not getting it together many years earlier. But being a person who believes everything happens for a reason, I truly believe I had to endure those past struggles to make me the person I am today, a stronger woman. And I thank God every day for the opportunity to make my life better than the day before. Jennifer, thank you. I honor your story, and I'm just so grateful that you are in a place where you can share your life with your family and your kids, and that you're going on to share your story with others to encourage and inspire others who need you. And thank you. And everyone else, thank you for listening. I will talk with you soon. Bye for now. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in and for helping me to connect with other moms of addicts or loved ones who are struggling with addiction in their lives. If you have questions for me, comments, suggestions on future show content, or perhaps there's a specific topic that you would like to hear from an expert in the field, I would love to hear from you. I am also interested in sharing your voice. So if you have messages of hope or personal stories that you think would resonate with our listeners, please send me an email. You can type me out a message, or you can include an attachment to an audio clip with your voice. You can send that to Shar at beyondhoperadio.com. And with that, thank you again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Beyond Hope. For show notes and more, head on over to beyondhoperadio.com.
A huge thank you to recoveryinnovators.com and James Healy. Thank you so much for putting up with me and for helping me to produce and launch the show. I couldn't have done it without you. You are so awesome. And to anybody else who has been considering working with James, highly recommend him. Please go over to his website and check it out, recoveryinnovators.com.